Welcome to the Watertown Fire Department. I'm Lieutenant Brad Fox, and I'll be your host on today's tour. Before we head inside, let me tell you a little bit about our history and our day-to-day operations. The Watertown Fire Department has been a full-time department since 1868. We have 3 crews, which consist of 6 firefighters, a lieutenant, and an assistant chief. We're all led by administrative personnel and a fire chief. Now that we've learned a little bit about the fire station, let's take a look and see who's working inside today. When you enter the station, you'll be greeted by 1 of 2 administrative personnel. They should be able to answer any questions that you have. And also located at the front of the station is the fire chief.
Hello.
All right, let's make our way back. The first office that we're coming to is what we call the alarm room. The alarm room is set up with several computer systems that are linked to our dispatch center. We also have maps of Jefferson, Dodge, and Waukesha counties. We'll continue our way back past a series of offices. This office here is shared by the assistant chief, shift commander, and the lieutenants. And at the back side of the station, we do have a kitchen. The kitchen also does double duty. We use it for training and cooking. Throughout the day, our crews will be able to utilize the TV where we do video conferences. And we also take time to prepare meals. Preparing meals is very good for the crew. It helps build crew integrity. Stronger crews work better on emergency scenes and on day-to-day operations. We'll make our way out to the apparatus bay. Out in the apparatus bay, we do have access to our upstairs where our crew sleeping quarters are. We also have a hose tower. Our hose tower, we are able to hoist up sections of hoses to allow the hoses to dry after training or after emergency incidents. We also have a room separate, which is used for housing our oxygen and air compressors. We use the air compressors to fill the SCBA bottles after emergency incidents and training, and oxygen cascade to fill oxygen bottles for the ambulance. The station does have a workshop where we do maintenance on all of our small machines and motors, and then storage for hose and spare gear. Now that we've seen our station, let's move to the front and look at some of our apparatus. Fire apparatus means engines, ambulances, tenders, brush trucks. Here at Watertown, we have 2 fire engines, 3 ambulances, a brush truck, a boat, 2 water tenders, and a ladder truck, not to mention 2 support staff vehicles. Watertown Fire Department has 3 advanced life support ambulances. Currently, our first out ambulance is Med 53. The cab of Med 53 is much like a heavy-duty pickup truck. However, the inside is a little more confined due to all the controls for switches and equipment. All the firefighters on the ambulance are also certified paramedics. That means this ambulance has to be set up to do double duty. On the left side, we have the ambulance set up for firefighters. The exterior compartments are set up for each firefighter to house their gear and their SCBA. Each firefighter has their own compartment because when the emergency call comes in, this gives the firefighter space to get dressed. The opposite side of the ambulance is set up primarily for EMS. One compartment contains all the large EMS equipment, such as backboards, and the other holds our medical bags. This compartment is also accessible from the inside of the patient compartment. Let's take a look at the inside. Now that we've seen the ambulance, let's move on and check out the fire engine. Watertown Fire Department's first out engine is engine 61. We staffed this engine with 4 personnel, a driver, a fire officer, and 2 firefighters. Let's take a look at the crew compartment. Being ALS equipped, which means the engine is equipped and ready to respond to emergency situations and EMS situations. Our fire engine has a set of first line of advanced life support medical equipment, so we can act as first responders until the ambulance arrives. As we make our way back to the compartments of the truck, this is referred to as the pump panel. These levers engages all control the water that comes out of the fire pump. This engine is equipped with a 2,000 gallon per minute fire pump and has a 1,000 gallon water tank. In order to speed up our work, we have pre-connected hose lines, 2 smaller lines and a larger line. We continue back to the truck, and you can see that it is set up with a large amount of equipment. We have toolboxes, extra air packs, and saws, and fans, and extra ladders. One nice feature about this truck is access to our ladders. Some fire trucks have them mounted on the side. Ours are mounted in the middle. They run through the back, easily accessed by a single firefighter for deployment. The curb side of our truck is set up for extrication and rescue. We do have extra bundled hose lines, but we have a portable power unit for our extrication, cribbing, scene lighting, struts, supports, we have a set of electronic extrication tools, and this is the other side of the pump panel where we can access the hoses from the curbside. So now that you've seen the engine, let's move on to the ladder truck. Truck 71 is our aerial apparatus. Truck 71 has a cab capacity for 6 personnel. The driver, the officer, and 4 firefighters in the back. The truck is equipped with a mid-mount 95-foot aerial platform, which can rotate 360 degrees and drop all the way down to the ground level. Just like we saw on the fire engine, this truck is equipped with a 2,000 gallon per minute pump. It has a 300 gallon water tank, and is set up with various types of equipment, all used on the fire scene. The unique features about this truck, which make it a truck versus an engine, is obviously the ladder on top, and a large amount of ladders that run down the middle of the truck. A lot of people ask the question, what are all the hoses and cords attached to the fire apparatus and fire engines? This yellow tube here is hooked up to our exhaust system. When the trucks turn on, the system senses that the trucks are running and turns on a vacuum and sucks all of the exhaust out of the station. That's so the firefighters working inside here don't have to breathe all the fumes and the chemicals from the exhaust. A couple of the other cords. We have a power cord. All the trucks are equipped with flashlights and other batteries that need to be charged. These chargers are all plugged in inside of the truck, so So as long as we keep the trucks plugged in when they're at the station, everything inside should stay charged. The last hose connected to the truck is an air line. Some of our trucks have air brakes or air suspension. These air lines keep those suspensions and those air brakes up to pressure so that when the trucks start, they don't have to wait for the pressure to increase. It's already ready to go. Now that we've seen our trucks, let's take a look at the Firefighter's Gear. This is Firefighter Austin. He's going to be helping demonstrate and show off some of the turnout gear that we wear in a structure fire. All right, Austin, first off, we're going to start out with the hood. The hood is a protective covering. We put this on first because it's important to be tucked in tight underneath our jacket. The protective covering helps protect our sides of our face and our head that the helmet and face mask don't cover. Next, we're going to put on our pants and our boots. The boots are tucked into the pants because this helps speed us up when we're getting dressed, and the heavy-duty leather is going to be hard to tuck in underneath the pants. If we take a look at the inside of Austin's jacket as he's getting himself done up here, we see the jacket has a quilted liner. This quilted liner is a lot like a winter coat. However, it doesn't keep us warm in the winter. It helps keep us cool from the heat of a fire. The jacket also has another layer we call the moisture layer. This moisture layer helps keep the heat and steam away from our body, as well as helps keep that insulated layer dry, which helps that insulated layer be a little more effective. The final layer of the jacket and the turnout pants is the shell. This layer is made up of fire-resistant material that is also very durable. There are a few features of the jacket that help keep the firefighters safe as well. First, there's two closures. We have a zipper and Velcro. You may also notice down by his hands, thumb loops. This helps keep the jacket sleeves up if he's working or reaching up over his head. The next piece of equipment Austin's going to put on is his SCBA, which means self-contained breathing apparatus. Our SCBAs are 45-minute bottles, which means at rest, we'll get 45 minutes of normal breathing. However, at doing strenuous activity, 25 minutes is more likely number. The packs go on just like a backpack, shoulder straps and waist pack. This helps keep the pack tight to our back for when we're crawling or working. Now Austin is going to put on his mask. The mask is our connection to the air in the bottle and also protects our eyes and our face. He's pulling that hood up over his head, and now his head is totally encapsulated in protective gear. Next, he puts on his helmet. We wear a traditional style firefighting helmet. Some of the unique features of this style of helmet is the big brim in the back. The big brim helps protect our necks and gives us a little added protection when we're crawling. Next, he is going to connect to his air. Now Austin is breathing air from the bottle. The last piece of equipment he's going to don is his gloves. Now Austin is totally encapsulated in protective equipment, ready to enter a structure fire. Thank you for joining me today on the tour. I hope you enjoyed yourself and learned a little bit about the Watertown Fire Department.